Good morning. It's a fresh spring morning and it is so welcome after the long, seemingly long winter that we've endured, not to mention sort of storms and other things going on. In this video, I just want to sort of, reflect a little bit on having had a spring moot and how it felt being at the venue we were at, because it's a venue I've used for about 10 years now and I'm quite familiar with it, but being there in a different capacity to what I'm used to. Now, last spring equinox was sort of really taking firm steps in a direction and a path that I'm now sort of fully committed to. And it feels in some regards that this spring equinox, it feels right to look back, to reflect a little bit and to acknowledge how I feel about it all, really. And this probably wouldn't have happened if we hadn't have been to the spring moot at the site where we were and just been at home. And it's not something I was even really conscious of or have really thought about until being there and coming home and having time to think about it. As a venue, it's a place with a lot of memories, and for the most part, they're really good memories. Silly memories. I mean, there's things that we've done there in the past, sort of entertaining ourselves, keeping ourselves off the streets, that I'm very proud of. There's been a lot of storytelling, a lot of crazy nights with drink and food and good company that really have come to an end now. And one of the things I found being at the site this weekend is, a contentment. And something I'll talk about on a number of videos is the ability to be content is perhaps the hardest thing to achieve, yet should be the simplest thing. When you let something go, it can feel challenging that perhaps you haven't quite finished the work you were doing, whether it's in a hobby or actual work. And probably for a couple of years, especially the pandemic hasn't helped. There have been a number of times when I've felt like, doubted myself, and whether what I was doing was the right thing or whether there were still stories to be told, things to still be done. I think really it's not important. It's that period of time is done, and yes, there were some bad times, but that far outweighed by the good times. And I can look back on that time with, a little smile in my heart, and know that there were good times had. We even raised a fair amount of money for a few good charities that's there to take some pride in, and that it is now in the past, and I'm moving forward with different things as other people will be moving forward with their own lives. So in reflection, it was really nice being on the site and having sort of the time there that we did. Don't get me wrong, it was cold. It was a very cold night, waking up to frost. But again, we've undertaken almost like a test. We've tested ourselves, made sure sort of some simple things like the tent we haven't used for a couple of years is still fine. It is. Obviously a little bit older, so you ache a little bit more afterwards, but you can take stock of the moment, look back with fondness, and look forward with eagerness and positivity that moving in the right direction with our lives, and that while there are some things in the world that make things look bleak, that ultimately there is hope. There is a torch that burns in the darkness that will be there for people if they want it, and if they don't, well, we'll burn the torch anyway and do what we need to do to move forward in building relationships, not just amongst ourselves, but with new people, as well as sort of the gods, the land wights, and the ancestors. I feel good, feel hopeful. My body doesn't feel so strong as my spirit, but I'm still recovering. It's especially for a one night stay, sort of putting up the tent to test it out was a lot of effort, but that's good also. You have to put in the effort to reap rewards, and definitely feel like there's certain things to take note of and to take moving forward. So I think sort of really, other than oaths I made while they're for me to uphold and to move forward with. It's anyone else watching this video or has done the same. They are intimate things that we make with the gods, and it's up to you if you want to talk about them or not. I mean, it's been said, and now is the time of deeds, to do, not to sort of procrastinate any further about what you was thinking of doing or how to go about it. Do it. Spring is here. Act and be brave. Be brave and don't feel ashamed, and be your deeds. I don't have anything more to say, so if you've watched this, thank you very much. Cheers. I'll see you next time. Thank you.